Alright guys, so like any sneaker collector out there, I have a few shoes that I really like a lot, and I consider them to be my grails. Everyone knows like the top couple. You got the Off White UNCs, the Travis 1 Mochas, and all those classic grail shoes. But in this video today, I have a shoe in hand that I actually got for a steal. And during one of my sneaker phases, I ended up selling these. I've always had a pair of these in my collection. Like all throughout all the years of my collecting and all my iterations of my sneaker collection, I always had this pair of shoes. But there was a time period last August where I thought I was completely done with shoes. Which is crazy to think because I think I already had the channel at that point, but I just figured that I didn't need any personals anymore, and I sold everything all but the St. John Dunks. Those were the only shoe that I couldn't sell because they were too worn to sell. So I literally was down to one shoe. This was the second to last shoe I had. I ended up selling it, and crazy story is that when I sold it, Go accidentally paid me twice, and I bought those Air Max 90 Off-Whites last year around September. I since sold those. I got them for free. Just put the money back in the bank because that shoe is a very nice shoe, don't get me wrong, but the comfortability on it is just too bad to ever justify wearing them, much less spending that much money on them. So in hand today, we have my actual pair of Off-White grails that aren't the UNCs, because everyone's grail is the UNCs. In hand today, we got the Off White Prestos, Nike Off-White, the black pair. I absolutely love this shoe, and I never see anyone have it. Like I said, I've been a fan of this shoe ever since I first got into sneaker collecting. I believe I had this pair back in 2019 or 2020, and I've just had a couple pairs since then. I'd had like, I think 3 pairs. This might even be my 4th. Yeah, I think I had 2 black pairs and 1 white pair. The white pair was beat to the ground. I wore the ever-living crap out of them. But we are finally reunited with our grails, which is just great to see. I'm going to update you guys on how much I paid for the shoe, talk a little bit about what was going on in the sneaker market while I was away for like the last couple days or whatever it was, and just overall give some of my thoughts about what's been going on. So I actually, for those of you guys who don't know the Off White Presto market for the black pair, new pairs go for over $1,000. That's been the case forever. I would never justify buying a new pair, especially when fakes are as good as they are. I pretty much exclusively buy used, especially on shoes like this. So I ended up paying $348 with shipping and fees. It was around $350, I think. $360 rather. There was no box. I'm going to show you more on the condition of the shoe. They did come with the orange laces, which are the only pair of extra laces that do come with the Off-White Prestos. These are OG laces. They have like the shoelaces font on them, and then just the shoe. So the shoe came without a box, which the old me would have never bought a shoe without a box, but now that I'm away at college anyway, for the most part, I don't even use the boxes, and I'm at a point right now where I don't even want to sell any of the shoes I have. I'm completely happy with my collection, and I just want to expand it over the years, because with me and the way I collect, I always end up rebuying the shoe after I sell it, sometimes for more. In this case, for a lot less. I paid $348 for these. I paid $550 for the last pair. They were a lot cleaner than this pair, and they had a box, but I would still rather pay less because I somehow always end up keeping shoes that I got a steal on. So let's look at a little bit on the shoe. You guys probably haven't seen this shoe in forever. So on the side panel, you've got the Air quotation mark text. The thing that I really like about this shoe is that it is completely redone from a normal Presto. It's got like a different upper material. This is like a foam. I don't even know how to explain this material, but it's very, very comfortable. These are probably more comfortable than the original Prestos, like the basic GR ones, because the upper material is just a lot better. The one thing I will say is that these do attract hair because they are a black shoe. But then you got this orange tab right here on this discolored Nike swoosh. It does come out of the gate brand new, slightly discolored, but obviously it does get a lot more yellow with wear. You got the Nike tag off center instead of in the middle like on a normal Presto. And then this part is completely redone. You got a deconstructed tongue which is on top of the shoe instead of like built into the shoe, if that makes sense. And this exposed foam is not as easy to destroy as some of the other Off-Whites, but it still can get messed up with enough wear. So you gotta be careful with that, especially when you're putting the shoe on, because this part is pretty tight to get your shoe into. But we're gonna talk about sizing in a sec. Then you got this rib cage, which has like a bunch of fingers for the different laces. That is pretty similar to a normal Presto. That also gets scratched up pretty easily. I don't know if you can see, there are definitely some scratches on the side. You got the Off-White text under the ribcage, so you can't really read it on the Prestos. And then the whole shoe is on top of this foam, which is very comfortable, albeit not as advanced as something like Boost, but definitely comfortable as hell. On the back, we got like a weird looking little pull tab. This entire air thing is also Velcro, so you can peel this entire thing off and move it around, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Inside, this one actually is completely worn off, but on this pair you can kind of see a bit of the Off-White logo remaining. That usually comes all the way off after a few wears. The bottom is actually pretty clean on this pair. It has almost all the dots still intact, which is nice to see. This pair even comes with the zip tie, which really begs the question, what did the original owner do with the box? Because the zip tie is usually the thing that's missing on these shoes, but it does have it, and it's pretty out of the way on this one. I'll probably end up taking that off though, because it's pretty hard to wear with the zip tie, especially while driving. It's kind of annoying. But you can just take that off, the laces. Also, don't cut these. I've seen people cut these off the shoe, and that's just so unfortunate because you can just unlace them and take it off. On the back, you got like some patterns on the midsole. It's pretty beautiful looking shoe in my opinion. Obviously they are on the dirty side. If I cleaned them up, they wouldn't look a lot better. The bottom of this right shoe is even a little bit worse. You can see I tried to glue it a little bit, but the very front is definitely a little bit damaged. But the way I wear my shoes, I completely destroy most of them anyway, so I don't really even care. I kind of like destroying shoes. I think they look good worn. I'm not one of those people that's like super careful at all. I just kind of live my life, and whatever happens, happens. Those are most of the details I would say. These were a part of the original 10, but those were the OG colorway. I'm going to put them right here, and those were really expensive. Even when they came out, they were going for I think like $900 off the gate. So definitely a shoe that was unattainable to many. The black and the white pairs were cheaper when they came out, but they went up crazy as well. I think, honestly, it's probably my favorite shoe of all time, which is kind of a bold statement, but I think that it perfectly blends comfort with looks and aesthetics. I think these and the Zebras are my favorite shoes of all time, just because of how well they wear, or not how well they wear, but how well the wearing experience is. both shoes wear pretty bad actually. They get dirty really quick, and I'd say Jordan 1s wear better, but Jordan 1s are very uncomfortable, which is why a lot of times I wouldn't choose to wear them. So I actually end up wearing shoes like this. And what I really kind of wanted to mention was that the sneaker market is in the kind of position right now where like all the shoes that come out, I don't see anything too special really, and nothing really wearable either. Like, let's look at this year for a second. We had the Jordan 4 SBs, which while cool, definitely were nothing earth shattering. I mean, they were a Jordan 4 with an SB on the back and some green hits. I don't find that to be all that creative or all that cool, honestly. I mean, and then the SBs that came out, you got the Udos, which are a clean shoe, but overall not that special in the scheme of things. You got the Doritos, which are cool but pretty unwearable and very expensive, and the Born and Raised, which are cool as well but very expensive and not that different from any other Nike SB Dunk. So I really feel like collaborations as a whole took a nosedive, especially this year. I mean, last year there were a few good ones. We had the Lost and Founds, those were fire. And then the Alumni Air 4s were also kind of unique compared to like most of the shoes that came out this year. So I really want shoes to go back to the quality and the standards that they used to be at, but I feel like that's going to be pretty hard because Virgil is dead. Travis is pretty much just releasing the same thing over and over again in worse and worse colorways. Union is just wrecked. I mean, Union basically gave up on trying to make shoes that shatter the image of what shoes are supposed to be, like how they used to make such revolutionary shoes, but now just completely gave up, so that's weird. And then whoever else was around, Yeezy's done. So we're definitely in a lull in the sneaker game. And if I was to build a collection now, I would literally just get the shoes that I actually care about. I would not need to like try and get every new shoe because they're very expensive and they kind of all blend in with one another. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we're going through a dry year, but I think that the Off-White and everything that came out in 2019 through like 2020 is still better than what we're getting now, unfortunate as it is. But yeah, with that being said, very happy to have this shoe back in the collection. I'm going to wear the crap out of these as I do with most of my shoes, especially the ones that are comfortable. And yeah, I have a lot more videos coming up shortly. I think I have 5 shoes coming in right now, some of which are pretty hyped up. So if you want to stay tuned for that, please be my guest and do so. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you all with some bangers very, very soon. Adios.
I've tried to reach you, but you close your mind. So much to say, the words are hard to find. You're running out of stamina, I see it in your eyes. Let me be your light, we can reignite like fireflies. Whenever you can't sleep at night, I'll be the one that would hold you tight. Whatever emptiness inside, I feel it up, make you feel alright. Cause I'm never giving up on you. Cause I'm never giving up on you. I know each time is worth